The Central Asia-Caucasus Institute obviously focuses on that part of the world. However, Russia, former colonial master of the region for nearly a century, still figures in their daily life and is one of the key unknowns in terms of the future of Central Asia, the Caucasus, and Afghanistan. So it occurred to us half a year ago, let's see what the experts have to say about the future of Russia. If Russia stays the way it is, that shapes the lives of all its neighbors, from the Baltic and through Eastern Europe and Ukraine and Caucasus and Central Asia. If Russia changes in any direction, that too will affect the lives of the neighbors. And so we turn to a group of several dozen experts around the world to ask their opinion about Russia's future. And we asked each of them to write a short paper, which they did, and submitted it to us. And we have published that as a collection. And I strongly recommend it to our viewers, because here, some of the best minds studying Russia today worldwide offer their ideas on how the country is going to evolve in the coming years. Now, obvious question, is there a consensus? The answer, definitely no. They're all over the map, but the map is very interesting, and anyone reading this collection will come away with a very clear understanding of what the experts consider to be the key variable. And these experts are bringing interesting perspectives from Japan, from the Middle East, from Central Asia itself, from Europe, from America. They're bringing very different perspectives, and they're raising very challenging questions about what are the key drivers for Russia's future. So this does not contain some secret answer that's going to explain everything. No, what it does do is enable the interested reader to evaluate Russia's future on a daily basis much more intelligently, with much better information, and with the benefit of the insights of several dozen leading experts worldwide on what is Russia's future.
Well, Dr. Starr, what struck me just looking at the publication is the breadth of authors that you have here. Obviously, you've got a number of people from the United States that are well known for doing Russia analyses, Michael Kimmage and Luke Coffey, a number of different people, Herman Perchner, others. But you've also got Europeans, you've got the Japanese, you've got Turks. It's a pretty interesting set of viewpoints. Did you see that there was a spread of opinions that reflected the geographic diversity, or was it clustered not on geography, but on sort of the ideological perspectives of the authors?
I wouldn't say the ideological perspectives. I would put it the other way around. These are all people, we chose people who are deeply involved with the facts, with the data, with the information. There are plenty of others with strong views, which may be right or wrong, but which are not as grounded in daily grunt work studying Russia as the people we chose. Therefore, I think the interesting conclusion I would draw is that the experts, independent of their countries of origin, independent of what their own biases may be, have come to a really astonishing range of views on Russia's future, from more of the same, a continuity, and including radical discontinuity. Radical discontinuity is I think, the one that's most serious in need of study. Some of the authors refer to the First Crimean War in the middle of the 19th century, which Russia lost. The government really collapsed after the death of the then Tsar, Nicholas I, and a reform era came. Others deny that that's a possibility. They say it'll be more of the same. There are not people several of them argue there are not people in Russia in numbers and in strength and in quality who are able to pull off a reform era. And those rather dark views on the future are, I would say, quite prominent in the views of our experts whom we consulted.
What sort of a reading do you think this will get in Moscow?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll read it very carefully. But they're not going to talk about it. I suspect there may be the Russian blogosphere is very active these days, and anyone who has access to the language should be following it very closely. In that realm, it will these papers will be discussed absolutely. In official media, no, I don't expect any response from that quarter. They are circling the wagons right now. They are, I think, in a far deeper crisis. I'm expressing my own view as one of the authors. They're in a far deeper crisis than we've acknowledged in the West. And we're focused on the military. We're ignoring the domestic scene, which is in an ever deepening crisis from which one can expect all the alternatives that our excellent authors set forth. Which one emerges as the dominant one remains to be seen.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Starr, I appreciate your time. Once again, this is Rich Outzen and Fred Starr from Central Asia-Caucasus Institute. And this book on expert scenarios on Russia's future is just one of the excellent works that come out every month, short form and long form from CACI. You can find this particular publication on silkroadstudies.org, our website for CACI and the Silk Road Studies program. And there's a lot of other content you'll find there as well. And hard copies will be forthcoming as well.